Hello, is there anyone? Just let me know if there is anyone. Need. Okay. Okay, Archana is here. Thank you, Archana, for being over here. I'm just not able to see how many people are over here. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Maybe there is some technical issues or something. I really don't know how many people are here. So I can. Okay, Archana, Freddy, Abab, NSB is here. Thank you, brother, for being over there. This is just a recap. This is the last hour. So after 1 minute, it's gonna be like 3 p.m. That means the last macro is going to happen from 3:15 to 3:45. Would love to talk about this price action a bit, and then we'll close, okay, until 3:45 or maybe until 4 p.m. we'll stay over here. So for this, the weekly candle, it was extremely bullish for the first few days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like Wednesday was consolidation. Monday and Tuesday it was extremely bullish. Yesterday and today market is like consolidating around the same area. From the daily chart you can see here, this is that two candle, Monday and Tuesday candle. Yesterday's candle was indecisive candle. Today's candle market has cleared that high, and then now it is falling. My interest was to see this market will come at least until this daily bullish fair value gap, and after reaching over here it is just in range bound. At the same time, it is inside in my mind that market should not reverse from the top exactly to the top because it's too precise. I prefer that if this market fully closed this gap and came exactly to the low of this gap, which is called a kind of uh, how to say, the rebalance or something like that, whatever it is, it has just delivered the full price. I love this precision, but I don't like this precision where market actually tap to the top of this gap and then it reverse. It doesn't happen, of course it happens sometimes, but most of the time I don't like to see this. If I see this, then I expect that it's gonna go much more deeper to this gap. Okay, now here the gap is actually until here, so this is the gap actually with the volume imbalance. So I really don't like the way it tap to the top and start to go here. I don't like it. I want to see it will go a bit more lower. This precision I don't like, to be honest. This is the hourly and the whole day. You have watched the week. That is that week. Is that the whole day? You have seen a three line over here. This is that three line. That is the hourly candle week over here. That is the lowest week that has cleared all the lows. This low was also taken. Okay, this you are seeing this low and that low, they are relatively equal lows. No, this low has cleared that low. That means it's just a shallow run. Still this is a liquidity, but uh, it has cleared that low. So when I have marked that week from here to here, this is the quadrant level, upper quadrant 50%, lower quadrant, the whole day until the last hour. I really don't know it is going to break this line or not right now, but the whole day it was respecting the lower quadrant 50% and the upper quadrant. This levels was market working. Okay, market was working. At the same time, if you remember at the beginning of the stream around the morning session, I told that if this hourly candle, more importantly, if this hourly candle, if it can make a fair value gap over here until this market is below this fair value gap, I will keep looking for the selling opportunity. I would love to look for the sell at least until to this bullish fair value gap from the daily chart. Now after seeing this, of course I'm not uh, convinced yet that this is actually going to reverse. I need one more run through that low. I need that. Okay, to be honest, I need that. I don't like to see that it can reverse from there. There is nothing wrong, but I don't like to see that. However, this is that bearish gap that has been created from the hourly chart. Then one candle has traded that hourly bearish gap, then fall again, came to the 50% of this week, that week 50%, respected, then it fall one more time, lower quadrant, went higher, whole day market is just consolidating. From the 15-minute chart, I'm going to remove this hourly chart now, hourly gap now. Yeah, I don't need that gap at all. This is the opening gap. So if I go to the regular hour, you can see that this is the closing of Wednesday candle, that is the closing, that is the opening of the Thursday candle. So there is a gap, opening gap. Thursday 4:15, uh, sorry, Wednesday 4:15, Thursday 9:30. The gap is this opening gap. So here it is also marked as an opening gap quadrant levels. When I will go to the electronic trading hour, you are seeing these three lines. They are the opening gap lines. Okay, you can clearly see that this is that entry fair value gap from the 15-minute chart. I just marked both of them because any of them is valid for holding the market, any of them. Okay, so that's why I just marked both of them all together, but this is different gap. One is entry gap, another one is a last fair value gap, as well as this is the 50% of that opening gap. Market opened below here and then just made the opening gap, then this market came back again until the 50% of this opening gap rejected from there, and then it is actually respecting all of this area, or mm, this area. Okay, this all this area, market is inside this area. Now overall, if you ask me, this is not a good price action, as well as this is the best price action, because the market was respected, market respected the PDRS. Okay, so I don't say market is bad. Yeah, it is not moving anywhere, I don't need that movement, but I will say the market is bad when I will see PDRS are not respecting. So if the PDRs are respecting, even if it's sideways, I don't care, because I'm going to get my profit because the PDRs are respecting over here. Okay, so if you have seen that we have tried to lot of trade around the morning session, though we have just found two trade around the morning session. Uh, Still, we have framed some other setup where we didn't get the trade, but market has actually moved toward our expectation. So PDRs are respecting, so that is why I'm not saying this is a bad price action. Overall, this looks like a bad price action, but in my opinion, this is not the bad price action, as the PDRs are respecting. Okay, so right now I'll go to the 1 minute chart now. So in 1 minute chart, if you remember that order block things I have seen on the Twitter now, because a lot of people has I mean outlined that trade from here. They have outlined that trade and survived. They survived, okay, because their stop loss was above this high. And now I really, to be honest, I am not interested to put the stop loss too big. Their stop loss was something like this. Let me show you here, like here. That was their stop loss, okay, and then they actually hold the trade for this long. I mean, wherever they got stopped out or whatever it is, that was really a nice setup from the order block. We have outlined that order block, as well as we have told that I'm just not able to put my stop loss over here because it's 59 handle. Now, what is wrong with that? If you knew that it is the order block and you should cover that high, why you don't do that? Because nothing is 100% guaranteed in this market. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. If I'm wrong, what is going to happen? I'm going to get a 60 handle loss. Okay, now 60 handle loss means if I go for 20 handle stop loss, I will get three opportunities. 60 handle loss by one trade is always 1,000 times better. Sorry, it is always bad rather than taking three trades. So three opportunities I'll be able to catch if I focus on 20 handle stop loss or 21 handle stop loss, something like that. That is my logic. It doesn't mean that you have to be the same logic. To be honest, you can have any kind of logic, but my logic is, if I am wrong, I'm confident about this trade from this order block, but if I'm wrong, what is going to happen? I'm going to get a 60 handle loss. Now I'm not interested to take that 60 handle loss. Either I will let this trade go, or I will try to take a entry, because I don't want to miss this trade. Then I will just try to put my stop loss around 50 and 20 handle. If I can cover at least the min threshold of this order block, I'm happy to cover, take that entry or something like that by 20 handle. By the way, you can see it's on, if I even try to cover the min threshold, that means the 50% of this candle, it's gonna be 29 handles. So that is why I framed, and I clearly told you guys, I just put my stop loss in a very random level. It's not even kind of thing that can stop the market. My intention is, I would love to see it will just tap to this line and it will keep falling. If it happens, I'm very happy to catch that sell. If it doesn't happen, then I will observe that 20 handle loss, and then I will try to find another trade. And then we have found this 22 YT model where market has cleared the buy side liquidity, has been cleared, and after clearing the buy side liquidity, this market has provided me a beautiful sell setup here. After the market structure shift, it was in our morning session, if you guys remember. So I wanted to take re-entry while this candle has closed below this order block. So it was the order block actually, the low of that candle. So while it has closed below this order block, that was the first loss we have taken. It has closed below this order block. I tried to take my sell from this order block, but unfortunately this market fall and made a bearish fair value gap over here. So I immediately switched my entry point from order block to the low of that fair value gap. Okay, so we are counting the candle. If you remember, within 5 candle, if it provides us the entry, we'll take that entry. If it doesn't provide me that, then I am not interested to take this trade. Unfortunately, you can if you remember, it actually provided us the entry, and our stop loss was 19 handle 3 tick just above that fair value gap. I also covered that order block opening. So this was the order block opening here. It was just covering the opening of this order block. That was my intention to see, as well as from the hourly chart. If you remember, this is the candle which has traded that hourly bearish fair value gap, as well as it has traded the opening gap 50%, as well as it has traded the new day opening gap, as well as it has traded the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. My whole point was it will fall a bit somewhere, it will fall, and then if it wants to go higher, we'll look for that. Otherwise, would love to catch that fall. Okay, so that was the intention to take that entry. And if you guys remember, we have taken a 50 handle partial, sorry, 50 handle target around here. So after getting that uh, 20 handle loss, again the loss was absolutely predetermined loss. Okay, it was a very predetermined loss that we maybe will get a stop out over here, because we are not able to put our stop loss in a very logical level. So that is why we got that 20 handle loss, and then we have found that beautiful setup where we got near about 51 handle. After taking 20 handle partial, we got 51 handle profit, something like that. Yeah, or something like that. Okay, all of this area we tried to take the buy, we didn't get the opportunity. We tried to take the sell, we didn't get the opportunity. And finally it has provided us another opportunity from this area, from that fair value gap, as well as from the propulsion block. A lot of things was over there, and that was the another selling opportunity we had. And our stop loss, if you remember, was 16 handle, and we have cleared our profit around 31 handle. Of course, you could hold your trade as long as you want, I don't have any problem. It was a huge fall until this area, kind of how much it has provided, like 92 handle it has provided, but I just closed my trade. I love to do that. I don't like to hold the trade for the runner. I prefer, if it is more than 20 handle, I will take the partial and I'll close my trade in between 20 to I mean 30 to 50 handle, something like that. I'll just close it over there. In my opinion, that low was so obvious to me, so I could hold the trade at least until the 50%, but I prefer to close my trade exactly over here. That was, I think, not bad. Okay, to be honest, it was not bad. That was the trade around the morning session, the whole thing. First loss, then two profit. Then this market came here. It was inside the lunch hour. I'm not interested to catch any of this I mean run, not interested, because it is the inside the lunch hour. Okay, and then you can see this high and that highs, not high, those highs has built the relatively equal highs over there. So all of these highs are the relatively equal highs. Market has built the buy side liquidity in between 11:30 to 50. That is my lunch hour. I'm not interested to trade inside the lunch hour, because lunch hour is always too risky in my opinion. At the same time, the lunch hour doesn't work most of the time, even if the best or beautiful setup doesn't work around the lunch hour. So I'm not interested to trade around the lunch hour. I would love to let the market go, whatever it wants to do, I will let him go to do. And then I have seen that, okay, perfectly, it has built the buy side liquidity around this area. After building the buy side liquidity around 1250, that is the area I will start to look for the opportunity to take the entry. Now you can see this is that opportunity or that area around 1250. First market has fallen, went higher. I'm not interested to take the buy from that area. Why it is that? Because market didn't take the liquidity over here, and it is also too high. Okay, it's in too high. I'm not interested to take the entry, so I have waited to see that if this market can fall a bit more. So finally this market fall until this 50% of that week, hourly week. Remember the hourly week, this is the lower quadrant that is respecting. Then this is the 50%. It came here, as well as it came to the 1 minute last fair value gap. Now those people who doesn't know what is the last fair value gap, you have to study this, because this market, the precision you will get from the last fair value gap, you are not going to get this precision from anything else, nothing else, nothing. This last fair value gap is too beautiful. Okay, whatever. finally this market came here to this last fair value gap. It's in deep discount now, and I'm now interested to look for a buying opportunity from here, as well as we have the 15-minute bullish fair value gap here. From the 15-minute chart we have the 15-minute bullish fair value gap, we have this hourly week 50%, we have the new day opening gap over here, we have a very nice beautiful new day opening gap around this area. If you just go to your new day opening gap, new week opening gap, you'll be able to see that there's a very nice beautiful new day opening gap I'm talking about here. So this is that new day opening gap, market left around this area. So I have found that order block around this area. I was a bit late because I was talking to my discord that there is a selling buying opportunity. Look at this buy side liquidity, this is the area you can think about the buy or whatever it is. It looks so juicy to me. So I was a bit late. Then when I pushed the button, it came to the min threshold of that order block. But actually, the trade should be from the order block here, and stop loss is going to be two tick below that order block, which is kind of uh, 10 handle two tick, something like that. You can't put your stop loss below that swing low. You can't do that. If you would love to take that entry depending on that order block, because you are believing that this order block has traded that new day opening gap, so you are using that order block for thinking that this is going for that buy side liquidity. I don't care it will take that buy side liquidity or not. I really don't care about that. All I need an reason to think about a buy. So here when it came here, still that is 10 handle 2 tick, which is less than 15 handle in my opinion, not a bad thing. And finally I would love to take some partial here around 20 handle, and then would love to, I just closed my trade to this last fair value gap over here around this area, just to that last fair value gap of that fair value gap over here. My first target was here, and then I just see okay, it's kind of 53 handle for me because my entry was from the min threshold. So it was the entry, stop loss was 6 handle, just 6 handle, something like that, and my target was like this 53 handle, 51 handle, something like that. However, that was the trade around this PM session. We have already seen that through the discord link. Okay, and then this whole area I just did nothing. I was watching this market when it fall here, took all of these lows, came to this order block or the propulsion block one more time. I was thinking about a buy here, but unfortunately market didn't give me the buy. Then it came here. I was also looking for a buying opportunity around this area. When it came to this, see this lower quadrant of that hourly week or something like that, hourly week, yeah, of course hourly week, the lower quadrant, when it came here I was interested to think about a buying opportunity. But just look at this messy price action over here. Absolutely there was nothing, so I didn't even push the button over here. By the way, I didn't take any trade to my funded account today. I'll do that tomorrow. Even though you will say that brother, this is so beautiful, why didn't you take the entry? I just didn't take the entry because I was not so confident about those trades I have outlined today. Okay, just by anyhow it worked so beautifully. The price action was so beautiful today, but I was not so confident about that. Except this trade, this was, I was so confident, but I just didn't push the button. To be honest, I just did the paper trade, nothing else. Uh, yeah, it's something like my psychology, whatever it is. But I didn't take not even a single trade to my funded account, even though it was so beautiful. However, when this market actually came here, I was thinking about a buying opportunity around this area from there. I think yeah, from there, because yeah, from there I was thinking of a buying opportunity. So my interest was that if this bullish fair value gap can hold the market and send the market higher again, any kind of order block, I'll try to take the buy. In the meantime, it has actually started to fall. That is that sell side liquidity from the 15-minute chart, this low, and see these lows. All of these lows has built the sell side liquidity, as well as that was the exact top rejection from the daily fair value gap. Okay, so this is that daily fair value gap. As I told you that I don't like to see the top rejection exactly. Market is going to be rejected from the top. I don't like it. So any kind of retracement toward that through that low is more beautiful for me to think about the buy again. However, that was the fall actually I didn't expect. To be honest, I didn't expect that fall, but it has used 50% or weak 50% as a bearishness, and then market has fallen. If I were looking for a selling opportunity, maybe I would go for this 22 IT model, market structure shift, fair value gap, trade the fair value gap so beautifully, and then it started to fall. Maybe I would be able to look for that sell from here if I were looking for sell. But to be honest, I was not looking for sell, so I had no idea how to trade this fall. However, when this market has cleared this liquidity, I'm more interested to look for buying opportunity now. If you have the time, I think you have the time, but yeah, that is what it is. I mean, It is what it is. But let me know, guys, how was your day? Okay, so far, how was your day? Just let me know that, guys. Good night, NSB. Sorry, guys, I didn't read any comment, and I have no idea how many of you are here. If any of you are here, please let me know. Okay, I'm not able to see how many people are watching, not even through the uh, YouTube studio or not from my phone. I'm not able to see any of that. If any of you are here, just let me know. Otherwise, I am thinking like I'm talking to myself. Okay, at least Pilares is here. Thank you, Pilares, for being over there, brother. I don't trade today. Okay, no problem, brother. I also didn't take any trade, to be honest. Even though it was so beautiful, I was not confident today. And today the price was so beautiful. I mean, it respected every PDR. How I don't know why I took that decision today. However, it is what it is. Okay, great video. Hey, Burros, how are you, brother? I miss you, man. I miss you. I miss you a lot, brother. Hey, Jian Construction. Thank you, brother, for being over here. Jesse Posada, you also here. Thank you, guys, for being over here. So the thing I have explained here, now I have a lot of buy side liquidity here, plain buy side liquidity there, buy side liquidity here. See these highs, they're so beautiful. Those highs are so beautiful. Then you have this buy side liquidity here around there, and finally market has cleared that sell side liquidity. The whole day this lower quadrant was holding the market. Lower quadrant 50%, upper quadrant they're holding the market, but finally market has actually fallen, cleared the sell side liquidity. Now it is trading the daily bullish fair value cap. You see this daily bullish fair value cap. We'll see if I can find any buying opportunity now, or yeah, something like that. I can't frame any sell over here because market is in deep discount. I just not interested to frame any kind of sell, and I can remove this hourly week quadrant levels because it's already broken. Okay, if I my bias was bearish, I could have taken a beautiful setup around this area, by the way. Good afternoon, RS. Good afternoon, brother. I took 4 trades today, 2 wins, 2 loss. Too much. This is also that too much entry, brother. 4 entries, too much, brother. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you so much and everything you do for all of us. Thank you so much, bro. My bias was bearish, to be honest, today until this bullish fair value gap. I just don't know how long it will trade, how far it will fall. I have no idea, but it has to come here. And when I have seen it has rejected exactly like this way, top to the top of this way, I mean line. Okay, I was not thinking about any kind of uh, buy anymore. Yeah, I told one time that if the candle close above this candle, then I can use this candle as an order block, and then I can think about a buy again. But unfortunately, it didn't close above this candle. I was not able to use this as an order block, and the whole day market never go back again to that area. Now it is falling. Like last few days it was going higher, and today it is just falling. I'm not interested to chase this market from here. Would love to wait a bit. Okay, I'm not here to frame the trade, to be honest, but still we'll see if I can find anything over here. Let's see. This is that open new week opening gap, Sunday open. Market has opened here around Sunday. Remember the big gap up. This is that gap up. Market never trade that. The real liquidity void is over here. If you wait for the setup, if you wait for the price action, if you wait for the beautiful scenario or beautiful setup, beautiful model, most of the time you will laugh. And when you will miss the trader, for example, you are thinking that, oh, if I would push the button over there, I would have already got like 100 handle, right? It's near about 100 handle from here to here. Yeah, kind of 110 handle, something like that. Oh man, I have missed this 100 handle, so let's chase the market. If you think like that way, it's keep crushing you. Okay, could have seen that some of you has passed the eval. I saw that in Discord, Marquis and other guys. Congratulations to all of you guys. At least you have passed the challenge account. It's the first step. So the hardest step is to make the money from that account. As it's not take profit trader, I think you will need a bit more patience to get the payout. You have to be very strict with your rules. Don't over lose, don't over trade, don't over leveraged. By the way, guys, can you please push the like button? Yeah, if my bias was bearish, I would look for a sell from that gap. But unfortunately, my bias was not bearish, so I was not able to look for that sell. Bias was bearish, not bearish means from that area I can't look for the sell. If I want to look for the sell, I have to look for the sell from that area. But from there, it's in deep discount. I'm not interested to take the sell from there. That's why I'm saying that if my bias was bearish, maybe I would be able to sell the market from there. When I keep marking the lines, you will see that suddenly you will start to see everything. Wow, that's a great opportunity to take a buy or sell, something like that. And you have to do the same thing again, again, and again. But to be honest, I don't like to mark the things over here. So if you remember when I pushed the button over here, nothing was marked over there except I think the last fair value gap, or maybe I marked it at the later again. I love to keep it like very clean because it's easier for me to see the things. If something is marked over here, I get confused. If it is kind of this, I prefer I can see everything. What is there? Just I can see everything. The more clean it is, the better, easier for me to see the price action one after another. Let's keep it like that way, okay, for a bit time. Now one more thing is here, like I took the sell here, I closed my trade over there, market has fallen until here. I took my buy here, I closed my trade over there, maybe market went a bit higher. Now if you remember that area we took the entry here and we closed the trade over there around here, and then market fall another 50 handle. I don't like to hold the runner. That's my problem. If you like to hold the runner, please do that. I don't like to hold the runner. I always prefer to close the trade as soon as possible. This is kind of a dangerous jungle to me. I always try to escape from this jungle if I enter into this jungle. I feel like that way. Oh, okay. Today we have the earnings as well. I don't know that. Then it's gonna be wild now. This jungle is gonna be very wild. Is there anyone who is in a trade right now? Who is in a trade right now? Who is in a trade right now? You know what I'm seeing here right now? I'm seeing here three things. First of all, I'm seeing this last fair value gap, how it is going to hold the market. Secondly, I'm watching if it can work as a inversion fair value gap. Thirdly, I'm watching how these bullish fair value gaps are actually holding the market. Is there any kind of scenario that I can get more sure that they're holding the market? So three things I'm watching over here. Now, if I marked it like this way, then you always will focus on this gap only, just this gap, because I mean, I also can't explain all of this bullish gap, this gap. No, I'm not able to do that. In that type of situation, it's gonna be very messed, very messed. So that's why if it is not like not marking, anything is not marking over here. Well, what I can see here right now, this inverse gap, how this market is going to validate this inverse gap. Can the body close above this inverse gap? Okay, it has validated this inverse gap by that specific candle. At the same time, what this last parabolic gap is going to do, is it going to hold the market and sending it much more lower, or it is holding the market sending it lower just as a reaction? Then this market will trade any of this bullish gap and then send the market higher again as a reversal. What is going to happen right now over here? I'm just watching these three things all together, just three things all together. What is in my mind? I have beautiful buy side liquidity here. Buy side liquidity there, buy side liquidity there. I have a lot of buy side liquidity over there. What else I am seeing here? It has cleared that low that was just a reaction, and it has retraced a much more deeper in that bullish fair value gap from the daily chart. Guys, is there any background noise? Now, if I show you like this type of empty chart, those guys are new. They will say, "Oh, bullshit trader." He even doesn't know how to mark the fair value gap. Oh man. So let me keep some fair value gap over here, okay? Everyone is quiet. Nobody's writing nothing. Why everyone is so quiet? Here, the three things. Did you see the three things? First thing, this is broken. It has worked as a it reversed as a inverse gap, never been traded, as well as this bullish fair value gap hold the market. Now these three signs has told me that now I can think about a buy. The fall, I didn't know how much it will fall. The fall has done over here. Now I have to wait a bearish run, a kind of bearish run until this gap to find out a bullish opportunity. That means this is just a confirmation. Okay, brother, you got the confirmation that I'm bullish. I got the confirmation that I am bullish. Now I need the confirmation. That means I need a model here to take the entry. Something like that. This is just a confirmation that I'm bullish. But I need now the model to take the buy. What if market keep going higher? Means I missed the trade. But what if it reverse? Then I will take a loss. If I miss the trade, I'm not taking any loss. But if I take the entry and this market reverse, then I will take a loss. Which is better, not to take any entry or to take a loss? If you miss, that means you are not losing anything, you are not gaining anything. That's why I'm saying that always wait for the confirmation. At the same time, look on your right, there is a gap, bearish gap. Is it going to be respected and this market is going to fall again? Or is it going to be respected, this market will come back again to the top of this daily fair value gap, then it will go higher again? So if I would love to frame a trade here, what I will wait to see, first it will come to this gap here, to that gap it will come here, then send the market again to the top of this bullish fair value gap from the daily chart, or maybe until this order block, lowest down close body close candle which has traded this daily fair value gap. Then I will look for the buy run toward that buy side liquidity. Any kind of buy here is not valid because it is called chasing market. I'm not interested to chase the market. First, it has to trade this bearish gap, send the market as a reaction until to the top of this daily bullish fair value gap. Then it will start to go higher. That is my buying opportunity. Come on, baby, you're not money. GN construction, can we take a buy from here? I think I have already gave you the reply. If you ever get lost from the price action, if you ever get lost, always look for the high, what it has done. Did it trade a fair value gap or did it leave any liquidity over there? Now, if I draw your attention over here, what do you see? If I draw your attention over there, what do you see over there? Can I take a sell over here? I don't know how much it will fall. I have no idea. Maybe it will fall to the top of this gap, then it will start to go higher. Maybe it will come until this 50%, or maybe it will come to the low as well as trade that bullish last fair value from the 1 minute chart. I have no idea how much it will fall. So here selling is absolutely a gambling. I'm not interested to take the sell here as I don't know how much it will fall. Instead of that, I will wait for that fall and then I will take the buy. If I had seen that it left some liquidity here, for example, there is some kind of liquidity. See this gap, that is my selling opportunity. How did I do that? I would say that this market come here, failed to take that high. Instead of that, used this candle as a breaker block or whatever it is, as well as it has traded that bearish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. This is that area. Now I'm more interested to look for sell from either from this fair value gap or maybe from this order block. If it has traded the 15-minute bearish fair value gap, then I could take a sell from here and will hold my trade until the sell side liquidity. But did it leave any sell side liquidity here? No sell side liquidity is left over there. So can I take this trade? I'm not able to take this sell. If you, for example, for the sake of this conversion, you wanna take the sell from this gap, you have to take the partial to the top of this gap. At least to the top of this gap, you have to take the partial. And your stop loss has to be above this high. Now, maybe you are not able to put the stop loss above this high. At least above that high that has made this bearish gap. The candle has built the bearish gap. It is always risky over here to take this sell from here because you don't know how far it will fall as this market is bullish and it is trading the fair value gap from the daily chart. So why I would love to take that risk. I'm not interested to take that risk. জিয়া হ্যাঁ ভাইয়া বলো। হুম হুম হুম। আচ্ছা। হুম হুম। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। হুম। হ্যাঁ। আচ্ছা তাহলে ইয়ে করো, ওই যে তাকে বলো যে তুমি ওই বড় রুমে যাইতে, আমি তোমার মানে তার ভাড়াটা আমি মানে ওই বড় রুমের ভাড়াটা আমি দিয়ে দিবো আর আমার রুমের ভাড়াটা সে দিবে, অর্থাৎ আমি 40 টাকা বেশি দিব বাট তোমার রুমের ভাড়াটা দিব আর কি। এটা হবে কিনা? বুঝছো? এটা করতে পারবে কিনা? মানে যে কোনো রুমে, মানে যদি যে কোনো, আমি মানে অন্য কারোর সাথে শেয়ার করতে চাচ্ছি না, এই হচ্ছে ব্যাপার। ভাড়াটা তো ব্যাপার না আর কি। এখন সে তোমার রুমে যে উঠবে, সে যদি ভাড়ার জন্য উঠতে চায়, তাহলে সে বড় রুমে যাক, বড় রুমে যে কম ভাড়ায় দিক, আমি তোমার রুমে বেশি ভাড়া দিচ্ছি, তাতে তো সমস্যা নেই। ওকে ব্রাদার। Can't use this candle as my water block, so I tried to use both of this candle as my consecutive water block. Unfortunately, the body didn't close above this water block, so I'm not able to take that entry from that water block level. Look at the bodies, how it is respecting the 50% of this inverse gap. By the way, no trade is valid after 344. So if this candle closed above this water block line, it didn't actually. So I'll just give one more chance. If this candle also can close above this water block, I'll try to take the entry from 345. That is the last candle. I am able to take the entry. Otherwise, no trade is valid. I should not go for 345 candle entry. Well, let's see. Yeah, done for today. I mean, today no more entries valid, or not anymore. 346, 345 would be the last entry opportunity. After 345, don't try to trade. And we have some kind of earnings around the closing. Can anyone tell me that when the earnings news is going to be published? Anybody can tell me? Hey Aziz, how are you, brother? I'm cool. Thank you, man, for asking. Hey Jamie, anybody knows that when the earning news is going to released? Going to release? Okay, fine. Thanks. You're most welcome, brother. I ended green today. Congratulations, Jamie. After market hours, it's around 4 p.m. Right? Okay, we'll see. I think the volatility is going to start from now. I think Amazon will be at 4 p.m. but not sure. APL later. Okay, brother. We'll see. Okay. I'll wait until the earning news to see how it is going to react around the earnings. Then we'll close the trade. No trade is valid anymore for today. It's already done. Please, nobody, please push the button. Please, it's a request. Please don't push the button. Please don't push the button. It's a request to every single one of you. Please don't push the button. The next candle is gonna be highly volatile. Just okay. Please don't take this trade. I'm waiting for 5 candle. Then I'll just simply cancel the order. But please don't take this trade. It's a request to all of you because the earning, if there is earning news, it can be highly volatile. The last candle, I wanna see how it is going to trade. Just 2 minutes to go before the earning news. Would love to see how the earning news is going to be released, and then we'll close the stream. Okay, we'll just see the earning news. That's all, brother. No trade is valid. It's a paper trade. Okay, so after 3:45, don't push your button from anywhere. Please don't do that. After 3:45, no trade should be placed on the market. Request to everyone. After 3:45, don't trade. Even around 3:45, no. The last pushing button should be around 3:44. Not according to me, it's according to ICT himself. I think it's leaving the buy side liquidity for the earning news. Okay, 1 minute to go. Which one is where mentioned, brother? The earning news? I don't know. Just NSB told. I know that today we have some earning news, but I don't know exactly the time. I think it's around 4 p.m. Let's see. There is a calendar where you will be able to see the earning news. So after 4 seconds, let's see the news. There you go. This is just waiting for the earning news. Take the liquidity. This is a bullish market from tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow it's extremely bullish. If around the midnight, if it trade this volume imbalance, that is good. Around midnight or the London session, it will trade this. It's good, but around the London's, I mean, New York session, it's extremely bullish until this market is above this new week opening gap. Extremely bullish. Tomorrow is gonna be a good day. I hope so. And I think the volatility is also gone. The news is also released. Amazon up 8% after close. Okay, I think the earning news is also done because there is no volatility anymore. Yeah, I think so. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Not a bad day. It's really a good day. In my opinion, it was a good day. However, we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow should be the best day. That's why I was waiting for tomorrow to take my trade, next trade after Monday. Even though I have taken $2 loss yesterday. Come on now. That's shit. Thank you, Tito. Good night. Good night, brother. Yeah, the news is gone. Okay, the volatility is already gone from the market. So see you tomorrow. Until then, cheers, guys. Just remember around the midnight or the London session, if this market is above this area, because tomorrow I'll be a bit late around the AM session. I'll be here like maybe around the last hour of the AM session. If the market is above this box, at least above this constant crossment, all of this buy side liquidity is on your chart. Okay, so keep all of this buy side liquidity on your chart. 26290, this liquidity, that liquidity, all of this liquidity is going to be your target if the market is above the 50% of this new week opening gap. Otherwise, if it is below this new week opening gap, no trade, simply no trade. It will just keep bouncing tomorrow. Now I don't think so it is going to happen by tomorrow. Okay, I would love to see it will keep going higher. So it should keep going higher, by the way. And this new week opening gap high is actually the 50% of this daily bullish fair value gap. So around that area it can fall until here. The more it will fall, the more opportunity you will get tomorrow to take the buy. Just thank you so much and please be safe. Cheers, guys.